Hey, if you like what you hear on this Red State Update
podcast,
get on over to a Patreon page, and they got some extra podcast that you can listen to, and extra. You know, if you give $5 or more, we're going to hear a little extra of this, a little extra of that. You also support
20 extra minutes with Jackie and Dunlap.
You'll be getting that, yeah. You also be supporting Redneck Matinee. It's another podcast that we do where we watch old movies, Southern movies. So if you like that or you like this, head on over to
Patreon. Patreon Red State Update.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/ Red State Update.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home Red State Update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey there, welcome to the Red State Update podcast. My name's Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, my name is Dunlap. I am the host of Red State Update. I am the creative engine behind Red State Update. Man. I am the face of Red State Update. I'm proud to say I am the person who the buck stops here with Jackie, who usually makes most of the mistakes. He's my sidekick, my bumbling idiot friend.
Sidekick to anybody, anything.
This is Jackie Broles. He's a grizzled old man. He's from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is basically a holler and it's like a suburb.
Grizzled old man. Yeah, it's a suburb around here. You gonna be
Trump.
You ain't too far behind me. You be up old in age for too long.
No, you'll be long dead.
Well,
you'll be long dead.
That may be true, but you don't. You sit there and you'll remember every time you called somebody old and grizzled when you old grizzled.
I hope not. I hope my memory's gone. I can't remember a thing.
Well,
I'll be sitting there old and just eating Ritz crackers and not remembering nothing.
That may be the case too.
I won't even remember how many Ritz crackers I ate.
You probably won't live to be that old anyway.
I won't be able. If I do, I won't be able to afford Ritz. I'll have to get a cheap dollar store Ritz.
Well, that's everybody, man.
You get old, you ain't got no money. Nowadays, people live to be like 130. Who's got money? People budgeted for 67.
You get money, but it's tight. I know, yeah, it's tight. You gotta watch them pennies, yeah.
That's why people sit at home and watch Fox News when they get old. Because they watch Fox News, so it scares them, so they're too afraid to go out and spend money.
And if they keep watching that, ain't none of them going to be able to pay for the, medical pills anymore, because you got to take a lot of those when you get old, that's for sure.
You saying their pill money goes to the cable?
No, not that. They just ain't going to have no damn insurance to get any kind of pills for too long.
Jackie has turned 100% liberal. He's in favor of Obamacare. And Obama.
No, something needs to be done. They're trying to get rid of Medicare and they're trying to get rid of Obamacare. They ain't going to do nothing. They told me Obamacare was the worst thing ever was for years and years and years, and I believed them. And then as soon as President Dumbass, excuse my language, I don't mean to say language.
He's talking about President Trump,
just so you know. I don't mean to cuss, but that's what it is, President Dumbass, excuse my language. So, then he going to do his plan. They say, well, how many people lose, insurance? And so they never had anything. They always going to do something better. But what they's going to do is nothing at all. They lied to me.
People nowadays, though, that like Trump so much and hate Obama so much that if they had the choice, if Trump said, well, you can have Obamacare and go to a real hospital, or I'll operate on you myself, and they would sit there knowing he's a dumbass, but never admitting it, knowing that as soon as he cuts into them with whatever instrument he can find that reminds him of a knife, that they're going to die.
Yep.
But they would rather have Trump's fat, short-fingered hands in their torso.
Oh, good. Just
up to his chubby, gross elbows. They would rather have their blood spurting out. First of all, Trump would never do this.
No, he ain't going to.
So it's a leap. It's a leap that you're going on this little adventure with me, but Trump would never.
Germaphobe. Yeah, he won't get
now, he
blood
might
all over him.
Stand above a doctor and tell a doctor what to do.
Tell him how to do it better. Yeah, tell him what he's doing wrong. I wouldn't have done it that way. I would have done,
And that would be about 30 seconds before he loses interest and starts insulting a nurse.
Well, she's lucky if he's insulting her instead of something else.
Yeah, if you're a woman in the Trump orbit and you get insulted, you made out like a bandit. That's the fucking president.
Hey, watch your mouth.
That we're talking about. If he calls you a dog or whatever, a fathead, what's he call Rosie O'Donnell? I don't know.
I can't keep up with what it is. What did kids call each other at the damn playground? I ain't going to sit and memorize any of that. The dumbest damn ones. You damn right about that.
And the kid that has to suffer no repercussions, right? So, like, if you could be a dumb kid, but you still know you got to come up with something pretty good because you're going to get your ass beat. If Trump didn't come up with something pretty good on the playground, he just got sent to another military school.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter. He could do whatever. He had no reason to perform above, to try. He had no reason to try to perform above his mediocre abilities. He just wandered through the playground, just grabbing and insulting and doing whatever the fuck he wanted. And he went to New York and he did that. And he did that through a string of B movies in the 90s. And he got on NBC. And now he's a fucking president. And he's never had to try to do one thing.
Just watch the language. You don't say it that way.
We have rewarded him over and over and over again. When people say, "Oh, America, everyone loves America." Andrew Cuomo in trouble. I think he said something. America's not so great. The president says that all the. When people say America, why are people questioning America? Is it that it was founded on genocide or that it was built by slavery? I question it because we got to the point where Donald Trump is the president.
Yeah.
I'm saying it was a momentary lapse of reason on Lady America's part. I'm making her. I don't know why I'm gendering her as a woman and blaming her for Trump.
Whatever system that is in place, and this is the come out, there's something wrong. You're right about that. If this is how we have it set up to do things, and it's American way we need to do, and we wind up with him, I'm
just saying maybe we need to take a look at things. Like he kept getting rewarded over and over and over again. Never had to pay a price for anything, and we've known since he surfaced like a rat from the sewers.
Yeah.
That he was the worst of what America had to offer, that he was a bloated, mutant version of the American dream. That somewhere in his scrambled DNA was what we as a capitalist society, as America, the United States of America, somewhere in there was what we aspired to be, but it was grotesque and distorted and monstrous and hard to look at with the gross and the fingers, just a terrible, just how many marriages and the children that sprung from it, just all monsters. We look in a mirror, it's like a funhouse mirror if the funhouse mirror then also ruined your global credibility. And like the economy was a ticking time bomb. And also the threat of nuclear, and just every day another thing, like with the Omarosa. There's no way a mirror could be that bad.
Well, I guess there's a lot of Republicans that like it like this.
I guess so. I guess some people are too dumb to look in a mirror and know it's not their actual face.
Well, every one of these conversations go like this. And people
get me on CNN, people. That was good. That was as good as CNN yelling.
That's what I was about to say. On CNN, every one of these conversations on TV, whether it's CNN or whatever it's on, it always ends with this, and you can't argue with it. America knew what it was before they elected him in the office. He giving them more what they wanted. And that's the truth right there.
Look, I know Trump is fat. I don't like to fat shame. I'm just saying he's fat in a metaphorical way and a literal way. But in a metaphorical way, he's so wide that, yes, people voted for him. And some people voted for him, and maybe there were a few things they didn't like, but they weren't taking the whole scope of Trump's fat, corrupt, racist, worst of America ass in. I don't think you could. We all knew that some of this could happen, but nobody thought it would be this bad. This bad.
I thought it was going to be this bad, but I figured somebody'd do something about it, but before it got out of control. It's been going on for almost 2 damn years. Ain't nobody going to do nothing. If Flake could get on the damn Twitter and say, oh, this is shameful. Well, do something about it. I'm tired of it. What's her name? What, Maine? Well, I don't remember where she's from. Another senator. Just, oh, this is terrible what he's doing. He shouldn't be doing that and that. But they don't do nothing.
You know who did something?
Who?
Omarosa.
Give credit where credit's due. She did.
I mean, it's a little shady and doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's mostly because she got mad. But what'd Rex Tillerson do?
Nothing.
Where is he?
Who knows?
He just went down into a bunker? If I was Rex Tillerson, as soon as I got out there, get me to the bunker. Driver, get me to the bunker. Which one? The deepest one, driver. Is that how he talks? Driver,
something like
get
that,
me to the deepest bunker I got.
He had a deeper voice than that, but close enough.
Driver, get me to the deepest bunker.
As far away from this F-word moron as you can get.
He didn't have time to write a book because he was getting to safety.
How many of them are left? They all still... None of them done what she's done, and I ain't trying to put no praise on because I don't know who she is. She's on that show. She was on one of his shows.
I don't think she's on the show anymore. I don't think
she
that
used
show's,
to be.
Yes.
I tell you what, if a good Lord, if you mad at me for not watching that, and because I didn't know nothing about it, I didn't want to watch it. Good Lord, if I was supposed to be at home watching that show, I would go back in time and watch it all, so I wouldn't have to see it play out on the world stage. I'd watch every one of them damn shows if it kept him from getting in the White House. But hell, I'm having to watch it anyway.
So Omarosa, famous for the Apprentice, the show hosted by Donald Trump, he made her a star, then he brought her into the White House. Apparently nobody else wanted her in the White House because they're also racist. I don't know Omarosa. She's supposed to be, she was like the bad guy on The Apprentice, which also sounds a little racist. So she winds up in the White House.
Well, right now she's a bad guy in the White House too. It's just, or was.
So people, the White House is mad at her because she recorded her firing John Kelly. She recorded John Kelly. Omarosa outsmarted John Kelly.
Yep. In the Situation Room, right?
In the Situation Room. This is what happens in the Situation Room now. Like, at first I thought it was Wolf Blitzer's Situation Room because that would make sense.
That makes sense. That's the appropriate place to discuss anything.
That must have happened.
Yeah. But no, it's in the White House.
No, it's in the actual... I used to think it was blasphemy. It was like, how dare Wolf Blitzer take that room where people gather to... I didn't really know what it was, but I was looking for an excuse to get mad at Wolf Blitzer.
Yeah.
Now, Wolf Blitzer must be jealous because Omarosa recorded John Kelly. When's the last time anybody recorded Wolf Blitzer? You don't even do that anymore. You just YouTube. So... John Kelly fired her. She put out the tapes of that. She says there's tapes of Trump saying the N-word.
Oh, good Lord.
Which I don't even know. Does that make him... I really am confused. I don't want the president to have said the N-word. But...
Of course not, yeah.
I'm 100% sure the president has said the N-word.
Well, yeah.
If these tapes come out, I don't think it's not going to convince anybody he's more racist, is it? I don't know. Maybe it would. Maybe we're selling this short. Everybody's like, oh, you need a tape to know of him saying the N-word to know that he's racist?
I don't think that's going to... Nothing else is work. Why is that going to work? His base ain't going to leave him. They'll like him more. Watch his polls go up. Hell, I don't know. I don't want to come out for other reasons. If it's out there, I just don't want to hear it because I don't want this national debate on, because that's sure what it would be. As soon as they start spinning it, if that come out, everybody start saying, well, why can't people say the N-word and blah, blah, blah. And we're doing all that mess again. Of course, some people never quit doing that.
It's basically like the comment section has come to life and taken up all the jobs on TV and in the government. So there may be tape of the president saying the N-word. Sarah Huckabee Sanders can't say for sure. I mean, who can say, really? Who can peer into the misty future and pluck out a surety or two? Like, who knows what will tomorrow bring? What must it be like in the Trump White House? Oh, tomorrow. Who knows maybe she's excited when she goes to bed. I was feeling sorry for her for a second, but maybe Sarah Huckabee Sanders is like, who knows what I'll have to lie about tomorrow? It's always a fun challenge. Like, did he say the N-word? These tapes could come out and the N-word could be the lead, like the most sympathetic part of it. What else could he be saying? Who the fuck knows?
Hey, watch your mouth for you.
He could be like, I don't like saying the N-word, but a bunch of other racist stuff. Be like, he could have just stopped. Like, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that he's racist. And you're either racist too.
And don't mind, or just, yeah.
Or you're racist and you're trying to figure out how you could have been less racist 30 years ago to prevent this from happening. Or you're not white.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the options. In 2018.
Well, evidently he got tired of everybody talking about this, which, you know.
Well, also, he called her a dog. People got mad.
People got mad.
Again... it's not good to call a woman and to call a black woman a dog.
No.
But, I mean, does this rank in the top 50 terrible things he's done? Does this rank in the top 50 racist things he's done? I mean, we're going to have to, we won't even be able to use top 50 much longer.
Nope.
And that shouldn't, it's still real bad. So it could be like, I'd put it around like 78, 79. Still real bad. He hates dogs, I guess. He's always calling people dogs.
Well, he don't like animals of any kind, I don't think. Which makes sense.
Funny, I don't want anybody to get hurt.
Well, no.
But here is a funny scenario that should play out on the White House lawn. Remember when you said, well, what? Do you want him to go to jail? Jackie, and you had another scenario that would satisfy you. Trump didn't have to go to jail. What was it?
I think they throw eggs at him.
Eggs. Get egged.
I still believe that if he got out of limo wherever he was going and got a bunch of eggs on him, he'd be mad as hell for a day or two on Twitter, whatever, on computer, on TV, everywhere. And then it happened to him 2 more times. Every time he got out of the car, if it happened to him, he'd resign.
Yeah.
Guarantee you.
Three eggings.
Three eggings, he would be gone, and that'd be enough for me. I used to say I didn't care whether he went to jail or not. Now I don't think it changed my mind a little bit because of the Russia stuff and what he said over there in Helsinki.
Yeah, that's kind of...
Then that kind of like, well, shit, excuse me, like, if he did all this with Russia, then the SOB needs to go to jail.
Well, he's either that stupid, he's either traitorous or that stupid and clueless. And if you're that stupid and clueless and you're the president... maybe you still need to go to jail.
Yep.
I don't know. But I don't want him in jail.
I tell you who I'd rather have in jail than him is every single Republican senator and congressman.
That would be better.
I will settle for that.
What I want to do for him is just like never hear from him again. Whatever sort of obscurity. Well, like whatever happened to Rush Limbaugh.
Happen.
Like that. I wish that would happen.
That ain't going to happen.
That would happen to Trump. Well, okay, what about this scenario then, Jackie? Since he's on the White House lawn. Maybe he's walking to the helicopter or something. And, he got seduced by a microphone. He come out to talk about say something vaguely racist or demeaning to someone undeserving of it. And then the Washington, D.C. dog catcher happened to pick up a particularly bright dog who figured out how to work the lock. And right as the dog catcher truck is in front of the White House, all them dogs come sprinting out of the back of that truck. And one of them, the one with the biggest mouth, bites Trump right on his ass. Not where he's damaged or has to go to the hospital, but like
a few stitches is all right with that, if it,
like a little rascal's bite.
Yeah, all right then, yeah.
Where you see like the back of his britches bunch up in a dog's mouth, and maybe reality's camera cuts to his face going, ooh.
That'd be pretty good.
Like I'd make do with that, and then maybe he falls or slips in some dog shit.
Well, we have to do all that. But,
yeah, I know. I pile it on. Then maybe while he's down the ground, another dog. Look, like if this was a John Hughes dog movie from 1995, then Trump would slip on the dog shit, and he'd go down, and another dog would come and lift its leg, and Trump would look up just in time to go, oh no. And then the dog would piss on him, and everybody'd be filming it with their phone, except it's in 1995. And they go, look, I guess there's tapes now. Right. And when he fell down, it'd go boom.
He ain't going to get near any animals of any kind. Well, he'd make fun of pants all the time because of rabbit.
He doesn't know what... He's never known love.
No.
Human or animal.
Nope. It shows. But I don't pity him. No, sir. Don't pity that man at all.
I guess, do you think that just a lot of America has also never known love, and that's how come they come
if they think if they like this, if this is what they love, is U.S. president acting this way, literally every damn day is something different, then I something wrong with them.
See, that's where I think that people who voted for him, who are like, I don't know, I like most of the things about him. I just don't think they knew that it was going to be like this. They couldn't get all of it in their head. Who knew that? Yes, a lot of people said things are going to be bad.
This is pretty much what I expected. What I didn't expect is, like I said, there's nobody doing anything about it. Just like, this way it is now.
You can't keep a list. It's like you're completely out of food and in bathroom shit and paper towels, and you also need to go to the hardware store, but you don't make a list, but you need like 100 things. You're never going to remember that. So you're talking to somebody in 2016, like, you're going to vote for Trump? Yeah, I mean, I'm not crazy about his tweets, and I don't know if he keeps his kids from running the thing. Yeah, but yeah, mostly I like it. I don't know, some of the stuff he says is kind of racist, but I'm worried about the economy. Did anybody actually say that? But if you cut to now, like, they can't even remember. What do you think about Trump? Well, I don't like the corruption or all the trials or the race. I mean, I can't even do it. I mean, there's literally like 100 things.
I can't. It's been since the first week and on. It ain't slowed up.
If the person you voted for has done 100 things wrong a day, are you really going to... I mean, you can't handle that guilt-wise. Your brain will shut down. I think that's what's happened. People just like, well, that can't be true. It can't be true. It's like Rocky 5 or something. Like, your brain don't work no more.
Well, also, you got Hannity telling you it ain't true every damn night.
It's true. It's true. There are people telling people. There are paid representatives of the government on news channels telling people.
Yep. Don't believe this, don't believe that.
And it doesn't have to hold up. It just needs to make you feel better for a little bit.
That's pretty much all. Anybody who watches Hannity and then feel better, there's something wrong with them, too.
It's got to keep you inside, scared to go outside, and it's got to keep you...
What's the woman's name on there? The one that's the racist woman.
Laura Ingraham.
She's terrible. I saw what she said. Tired of immigrants. Tired of people not white, what she said.
I think she would say, she never said not white or immigrant.
She did say immigrant, I think. She did say that. Legal immigrants and she brought in legal immigrants too. They're changing the world. Changing the country. They don't like it no more.
She had some flimsy excuse, but I can't remember, and it doesn't matter. I mean, what she said went out. And
when David Duke is telling you what a good job you did on TV, then that means you are not doing a good job. And you probably shouldn't be on TV. That's all I got to say about that.
What, has he got a Twitter? How's he tell people things?
I don't know how he tells anybody anything. That's what they would ask. She had to come out and say, I don't have anything to do with him. I don't like him and all that. Well, he sure does like you. Pitiful. Well, like I was saying earlier, President Dumbass, excuse my language, got tired of all of us talking about Omarosa. Well, whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't watch things.
Oh, it's one thing.
Or listen, it's Omarosa, I'm pretty sure.
There's one thing we didn't talk about that yet. I won't talk about. I did hear the tape of him, her calling him up and asking him if he knew that she got fired, which you know damn well he did. Kelly had to ask him that before he did it. He said, yeah, just get rid of it, whatever you're going to do. But him on the phone, being the biggest little sissy, or whatever you want to call it.
I wouldn't say.
Coward or whatever. All right, what I meant. I didn't know nothing about that. That sounds terrible. When he's up at his rally, he got lots of mean things to say. When he's on the computer, mean as can be. Just tough and mean and all that, but yeah, on the phone he's like, I don't know, yeah. Pitiful.
Had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. I guess she just didn't adhere to the terms.
You can't have one of those in the government.
You can't, I don't even, do those even really work?
No.
Anywhere?
Not that I'm aware of, but not with him anyway.
A non-disclosure agreement. So that's it. He just has people who gets other people to sign things like non-disclosure agreement. This is the president. This is the president. He just goes around, he's got some thugs with a messenger bag with forms that are non-disclosure agreements or must abort forms or letters to, I mean, just the worst.
Yep.
Just the worst. They couldn't name other black White House. I mean, I don't want them to name other black White House officials. I hope to God there are no black people in that White House. I hope that they have all, that every black person in America decided this was not for them. Maybe they voted for Trump. Maybe they're a Republican since the day they were born. But they were like, I am not getting involved. I hope nobody has to go through whatever the Trump White House would put black people through.
Well,
it's bad enough black people have to go through what the Trump White House puts them through just living in America. Let alone, like, going to work at the place where it all happens.
Pitiful. Well, like I said earlier, he didn't want us to talk about any of this stuff. He got tired of that, so that's why when it took away CIA, Brennan took his security clearance away.
Like, that was a story 2 months ago.
Well, that's what
I thought he did it then.
I know it. But that's what everybody was talking about today. Oh, goodness, here he goes. Well, he said he's going to do it. Why wouldn't he do it? That's when he said he wasn't going to fire Robert Mueller. And guess what? More than likely, the closer it gets to him, it's probably going to happen at some point. And nobody going to do anything about it.
What's it going to take to get somebody to do something about something?
Hell, half of the damn Republican in the House are trying to get rid of Robert Mueller for him. They're working on it. 24/7, scheming and scheming, trying to figure out how to shut that down. And it's disgraceful what they say about him on all these people on Fox News that ain't ever served in the military. Man's got a Purple Heart, Medal of Honor, over in Vietnam, and went back in and all of them up there calling him worse than Putin. This is what we're dealing with in America right now. It's what a lot of people believe.
Gorka had fake business cards.
Who?
Zeb Gorka?
Oh,
Dr. Gorka had fake business cards that said Fox News on them.
He don't think he has a job these days, does he?
I don't. Where'd you get money?
I don't know.
Well, there is a whole career to be had, and it ain't just Republicans or Trumpies, where you just sort of float around. How do they get paid? I mean, he seems a little. If you're printing up fake business cards, I think you're in a little worse shape than some of the others. Where does he sleep? Does he have a house?
What do you? Well,
Where does he keep his Nazi uniforms?
I don't know no first thing about any of that. And I kind of like not hearing anything about him, to be honest with you. So he was walking around giving out business cards. He never did work for Fox, or if he did, they fired him.
Did he? I can't remember if he did or not.
You're in good company when Fox News fires you, I tell you that right now.
You seen Bill O'Reilly doing his, what's he got, a podcast, a radio show?
I don't know what he's got.
It just looks like it's in his study. It looks like somebody gave Grandpa a microphone, which I guess is basically what happened. He just got a nice crisp shirt on, and he's got a bookshelf behind him, you know, probably all the books he wrote, like Who Killed Ringo Starr? The Beatles. You get to that one. Who killed the Beatles? What are those books?
I don't know what they are. I ain't going to read them. I didn't necessarily walk around not liking him all the time. I got to where I didn't like him when all this stuff come out about how he's treating people at his place of business. Now I don't like him, but when he was on TV, he just used to rant and rave, but he just pretty much talked about himself most of the time, so it didn't affect me one way or the other. So I guess he still got to find a way to talk about something about himself.
Basically, his show was just kind of an old person's Facebook. It was a lot about himself, what he did that day, what do people think of this. And
who's a pinhead of it?
This guy's a pinhead. Here's an article on body language.
Yep.
Can you believe what Obama did? Then somebody's like, Granddad. And he's like, Obama's not that bad. He's just not my cup of tea. And the next day, Obama comes out.
Anyway, be glad he's gone.
Got a sweater. Had a sweater on. Is he gone?
To me, he is.
He's coming back somewhere. When they give Sean Hannity his own network.
They can't afford. Who's going to afford to bring him back?
The Tribune people.
Tribune people.
Tribune people. They're going to start their own network, put Sean Hannity on it, bring O'Reilly back.
You're going to have to pay out $30 million every month because he's harassing somebody at work?
Yep.
You better hope he brings that money in. Well, I guess he did, because that's what
they did
for him until they get caught doing it. But you're going to be liable if you're doing it again. They'll be looking for him to do something
I think
wrong.
if you start a network, if you're the Tribune Network and you start a network, Tribune, is that the people that own all the damn local stations?
Yeah, already the Republican leaning, conservative leaning, I should say.
Start a network with Sean Hannity and damn Bill O'Reilly. They're basically saying, I dare you sue me. I hope somebody would sue them.
Well, yeah.
But they're basically just the act of creating that says nobody here gives a shit.
Well, you're right about that.
Fired Struck. FBI agent Struck.
Yeah.
Struck.
Because he didn't like president. He, like most people in the country, can't say anything bad him. We'll take your security license. We'll fire you. Can't say anything negative about the president. That's worse than Nixon just had a list, right? He didn't really go around getting them all, did he? It's been so long, can't remember his enemies list.
I don't know what he did. I just remember a lot of him going like, you got to get this son of a bitch for me. You gotta get the son of a bitch.
Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah.
Will you do that for me, Charlie? I don't know. Was there a Charlie?
Yeah, somebody.
Charlie, will you get the son of a bitch for me?
And Trump went on there and they said because of pressure from him, didn't come from the FBI. What's his name? Who's in charge of the intel? I can't think of his name. Trump put him in charge. He's in charge of everything as far as, CIA and all that. What is it? Anyway, he didn't even know took people's security clearances. Didn't know anything about it. Saw it for the first time on TV like everybody else. So none of these people from the FBI, people who were supposed to make their decisions, their real boss, they didn't have any say in it. The president said, get rid of them. We got to do it.
Okay, Jackie, let's try to end on a hopeful note. What do you think will happen first? The N-word tapes will come out.
Oh,
Trump will fire Mueller.
Please don't.
Or the entire planet implodes in a nuclear-fueled
at one time
death.
You could put a scenario out like that, and one would be extreme, one would seem, but all of those are incredibly likely under the circumstances.
Let me just say that wasn't really a hopeful note.
No, it wasn't.
Let me just say also, when we're like, did people think it was going to be this bad, or did they think it was going to be? I don't know what people thought it was going to be. I think we thought it was going to be concentration camps. That's happening.
Sort of, yeah, it is, yeah, yeah.
I mean, they're rounding up people. We're like, oh, I think people on the right are just like, oh, they ain't real American. But they're like, even if your definition, your humanity denying definition of who's an American citizen or who's a real person, they're starting to go after some people. Most everybody across the spectrum, I believe, would have said they shouldn't be going after those people. Like real anti-immigration people would have thought, that case sounds settled. They're fine, right? So even if you're like, round up them illegals, I think you should start to be getting worried. Anyway, that's not where I was headed with this.
Not
I was just going to say
no.
the scenario that I don't think anybody imagined was a screen grab of the White House press secretary saying, like, President N-word. Who knows if the tapes will come out of him saying it? And everybody just being fine.
Yep.
And people almost being too exhausted to even deal with that. Just being like, well, we know he's racist. Like, not even mad. We're not even mad about it. We don't even know. People don't even know how to feel about it. We're just like, well, yeah, I guess. Sure, of course.
Must be Tuesday.
I don't want to hear it. I'm sure there's tapes of, like, Michael Jackson's autopsy. I don't want to see them. Like, we know they're there. It's not going to make... I know he's dead. I don't need to... I don't know why I brought Michael Jackson into this.
Yeah.
Hey, well, but on a hopeful note...
Where is that? I've been waiting for that for a while.
I didn't really have one. Yet. I thought I was going to get to it.
I know I don't have one.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Watch your mouth.
Well, listen, folks, I think it's important just to... I don't guess anything's important.
I don't know what's important. Maybe you tell me. Yeah. Nobody cares. Nobody going to do anything.
You can't let people go out like this, Jackie. Come on. Do you have a song?
A song?
Pete, America, don't... You've never known love before. Your parents have forgotten to tell you how much they love you, America. Then you voted for Trump.
Yeah. That's not hopeful.
Hey, America, you fucked up.
Watch your mouth.
Now I'm going to have to kick your ass.
I don't want to hear.
Hopeful, though, hopeful.
How's that hopeful?
Tomorrow's going to be a little better.
It won't be, though.
Give it a little bit of time.
I can't even guess what tomorrow's going to be. It's going to be awful. It's going to get worse, and people still ain't going to do nothing. That's what's going to happen. There ain't nothing optimistic to look forward to that I can think of.
We're going to get through it together. You and me and mine.
Who, me and all the racists? No, we're not going to get through this together. I don't want to get through it together, people treating people the way they are. No.
The sun will come up in the morning.
Yeah, no, everything's on fire. Global warming and everything else. I used to not believe that, but now I look around and it's just, awful.
With bacon sizzling in the pan.
I like bacon. Can you sing more about bacon cooking? Because that cheered me up a little bit right there.
On TV with no warning.
Huh?
It's President Trump, the dumbass man.
All right. How's everybody doing out there? This is Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, this is Dunlap, Dirtlap, the Dirt Nap. Hey, we hope you're having a great mid-August.
Well, best one you can have under the circumstances, yeah.
Are you in a state that's on fire, that's flooded out, that's shriveled up and dried up and just waiting, crawling? Are you crawling around the desert like a cartoon person who's desperate for water?
If they're doing that, they ain't listening to this.
Well, people love podcasts.
Wow.
Like, well, I gotta go out and crawl around the desert, be desperate for water, but let me get my phone charged up, get some new podcasts on here. Let's see, what do I want to listen today?
Wow.
Maybe some true crime. Maybe I'll learn how to be a better.
Well, if
get
you
some passive income.
If you in a situation where you need to go out begging for something, then you need to put down the.
In my head, they were begging the Lord God.
Oh, I thought you meant just somebody too lazy to work.
You know what that sound is, folks? That means I just opened up this Fanta Orange, and it's time a beer. And it's time for us to get going with the Red State Update Podcast. That's the show where Jerky Brawls and me come on here and get to going on Trump, cussing him, hating him so much.
Oh, yeah.
And then our sponsors come up, and we talk about our sponsors, local Murfreesboro, Tennessee sponsors. Jackie, of course, longtime Republican, GOP, conservative, run right down that conservative right-hand side of the road. He
used to, yeah.
Always in the corner of the Republican and the salt of the earth and the common man.
Right,
the people who... Now, who are you on the side of now?
No common man, hard used to be, work. No, ain't none of that anymore. We got a loudmouth Yankee from New York come down here and spout a bunch of gibberish, and people from the South go and listen to it and cheer it on. Embarrassing to me. It's embarrassing. And it should be them too, but it ain't. Pitiful.
When was the last time people in the South loved somebody who spouted this much gibberish?
Well, in a different context, I mean, we could try to figure that out, but in terms of, mean gibberish, I don't, It
ain't like Foster Brooks did a tour of the Southeast. We're talking about mean gibberish.
Yeah, I wish he would have. I don't know if he did or not. I would like to have seen that. He was always good. He was just same drunk as ever, and evidently said he wasn't. I'm surprised. I thought he was just a man that drank a lot and showed up on Johnny Carson or wherever just because he's drunk. But
how is that a skill?
Well, that's what he did, isn't it? I mean, he wasn't really drunk, but he might as well have been. I know what I'm saying.
But if you thought he was just a drunk guy, why did you like him?
Because it was funny on TV. I wouldn't want him over at my house or in the car with me, no. But like when it just wanders on something like, look at that drunk man get on there. There he is again. He was funny to me.
The whole point is that he's acting drunk and he ain't really drunk. That's his talent.
But my point being, he might as well have been drunk because he's going to act that way anyway. Good for him for not drinking and being able to do it. That's fine. And that's still funny. I ain't saying it's good or bad. But he could have been drunk as hell and I'd have laughed just as hard.
Folks, there was a time when you got on TV being funny by acting like an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it'd be sad. They'd make it sad, like you got a kid or something. Like, oh, please, Mama, please don't drink no. Like, well, I'm messing up my job. Or it's a show about your Nurse Jackie has some pills. But back in the day, you could be a damn. Is that still on? That's like canceled for 5 years, right, Nurse Jackie? Even my current references are dated.
Huh?
But Foster Brooks, let me tell you, he'd get on there, he'd act drunk, and the whole nation would be like, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, it's funny. That's the reason why. He could have come out there and said, I lost my job, or my children need food, or whatever, and it wouldn't have been funny, but he knew not to say those things.
I ain't talked to my oldest son, and no, he didn't do that.
No.
I wish somebody would, I killed a family.
No, he didn't say that.
I was behind the wheel, and I shouldn't have been, but
yeah, he's funny.
I can't. I'd need to listen to it before I could do it. Should
Yeah.
we just start a fake Foster Brooks podcast?
What, a fake one? Well, he's dead, so I guess it has to
It
be
have to
fake.
be. Just you and me pretending to be Foster Brooks. Pretending to be drunk.
We already, every now and then we get on here, you're doing some drinking right now, and I sip on some whiskey every now and then when we're doing this, so we're kind of already doing it, ain't we? Oh, that's right, you said he didn't really drink. Well, we ain't that funny.
That's the difference.
You know, I ain't funny enough. I need to have,
a lot more in you.
a little
before
bit,
you get
a little
funny.
bit, yeah. Well, I don't even know if I'm that funny then, but I'm just saying.
No, but if everybody else is drinking, that makes you funnier.
That may be the case, yeah. That might
Like
be.
Foster Brooks in Las Vegas, he's funny also. We're leaving out some of the context, which was everybody watching him was drunk too.
Well, that's true.
And in the mafia.
I probably most of the times I saw him on Johnny Carson or Dean Martin roast or whatever it was, I'd probably had a few. I'll be honest. At that time of my life, yeah, I probably did have a little bit. Might have made it a little funnier. That almost seems like it's, deceitful what he's doing now. Because if he's entertaining a bunch of drunks by just mocking them, I didn't ever think about it that way.
Well, it ain't like he's going to an AA meeting. He's just going to the damn nightclub.
Well, the point being, he's just mocking you. You sitting there laughing at him like an idiot, and all he's doing is making fun of you, the state you're in right now. I guess people think that's funny. I never thought about it that way before.
Huh. Yeah, fuck him.
Well, I wouldn't say it that way with the language, but thinking back, yeah, that seems a little deceitful to me. It's like, you enjoying this? Just, sweep back another one. Anyway, we got a question. Things like that, things happen in the past seem right at the time and not now. I guess that's one of them.
And I don't see why we can't start with Foster Brooks.
Yeah, I think that should be addressed as much as anything else should. Well, maybe we'll re-examine or whatever. Foster Brooks at a later time. Right now, we got to do sponsors on here. Got to keep the lights on and get $25 from local sponsors. And I got a sponsor that's back that was here with me last week, and thank goodness he said, we're going to give you extra $25. You be a sponsor again. And they are, and I'm happy to have them, and I hope they're happy too. And it's Rib Rubbers. Rib Rubbers. Don't do this again.
Well, that's my sponsor.
No, it ain't. You got it's the floor. You said, don't do
You
this.
just said it's Rib Rubbers, right? That my sponsor is Rib
No,
Rubbers.
mine's a barbecue place. Rib Rubbers.
Barbecue place.
Run by Rob Rivers.
Oh, right. Mine is Ribbed Rubber. Durable rubber mats and flooring run by Rip Reynolds.
It's two different things.
Sorry,
They
we went through this last week.
I know why you're doing it again.
Well,
Can't
you
remember.
said Rib Rubber, and I'm like, well,
No,
yeah, my
that's the name
sponsor.
of the. It's Rib Rubbers.
It's
a
my
name.
name too, except just off a little.
Well, there you go. Then I went first. Mine came out first. You're
Rib
the one that's
Rubbers.
confused. No, Rib Rubbers Barbecue. Rob Rivers runs it. And used to run with his brother years ago,
No.
Rennie Rivers.
No, I
Yes,
never
you
run with
did.
Rennie Rivers.
You used to run with Rennie Rivers. I remember him.
I run
Skinny.
with Rip Reynolds' brother, Rennie Reynolds. Rest in peace. He's dead.
I know you told me he's dead, and I'm sorry about that, but I don't remember the man, and I know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Rennie Rivers, and you used to run with him years ago.
You tell me I used to run with two Rennies?
I give it. Oh, you got confused one.
Look, Rip Reynolds runs Ripped Rubber, durable rubber mats and flooring with a wide selection of rubber flooring rolls and tiles. I should remember that he went into the ribbed rubber business because his brother, Rennie Reynolds, rest in peace, slipped on a wet floor and pushed him into the safety flooring business.
Well, that's a tragedy. At least he made something positive out of something tragic.
It was funny.
What?
At first?
Funny.
Until you knew he was dead.
Yeah, it's not funny.
Somebody slip on a... Hey, listen.
It happens every day.
He would have agreed with me. Somebody slip on a wet floor. It's funny.
When they don't get killed, it's funny.
True.
Yes.
That part is also
when they don't get killed, I can look at that on the YouTubes all day. Somebody falling down in a Walmart or anywhere. You so will sit and look at them.
We thought about sending it in to America's Face Home Videos. We'll just cut off the end.
Yeah. Well, no, not what you're talking about. That's awful. No, when somebody dies, it's not funny. But just somebody slipping and falling...
That's hilarious.
In a department store or grocery store, that's always pretty good.
Well, not to Rip Reynolds. That's why he started ribbed rubber, durable rubber mats and flooring with professional grade rubber flooring rolls, treadmill mats, and home gym flooring.
Well, is that your sponsor again?
Ribbed rubber, yep. That's my sponsor.
I was in the middle of doing. Why don't you let me do my sponsor?
Well, we have the same sponsor, so
no, we don't. It's two different damn things. You get your ears working. Rib Rubbers Barbecue, run by Rob Rivers. That's my sponsor, is Rib Rubbers, not whatever yours is.
Rib Rubbers?
Rib Rubbers, I just said it.
Who is Ricky Rivers?
Ricky Rivers.
Did we ever figure that out?
I don't know if I know Ricky. I know Rob Rivers, Heavyset, his brother Rennie Reynolds, Skinny. No. You used to run with him.
Yes, I did run with Rennie Reynolds, but Rennie Rivers is Rob Rivers' brother.
That's who I meant.
Look, it's simple. Rib Rubbers is run by Rob Rivers. I used to run with his brother. No, I never run with his brother. I never run with Rennie Rivers.
I'm tired
of it. I never run with Rennie Rivers.
I'm tired
I run the roads with Rennie Reynolds, who's the brother of Rip Reynolds, who runs Ripped Rubber.
Rivers, not Reynolds. Rob Rivers' brother, Rennie. Either way, I don't care who you run with, whether you did or not. I ain't going to talk about it anymore. I'm going to do my sponsor. Just let it go. Enough of it. Nothing getting accomplished here. It was getting more confusion. My sponsor is Rib Rubbers, Rob Rivers, Rib Rubbers Barbecue. Get down there. I'm telling you of all the times to get down there, you need to get down there this coming weekend. Because listen to this. The barbecue on its own is delicious. And delicious sides, get down there just for the barbecue. That's reason enough to go. But I'm telling you, this weekend something special, because they have rented out the rear to Rum Rimmer. And you want to get down there and have some, what you call, specialty drinks and whatnot, is what they have.
What, Rum Rimmers?
No, Rum Rimmers is, yes, it's in Rib Rubbers, though. It's just they rented out the rear of it.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that Rib Rubbers rented out the rear to Rum Rimmers?
Yeah.
You tell me that Rob Rivers rented to Red Rickers, who runs Rum Rimmers?
Well, that's who. Yes, it's a mutual thing. They go see how it goes, and maybe if it goes well, maybe they may come back more often or be there all the time. Have those delicious rum,
like a pop up. So I can run to the rear and get me one of Red Rickers' famous Red Rim Rummers. From Rum Rimmers.
If you go down to Rib Rubbers, you can, yeah.
At Rib Rubbers.
Yep.
I can get a Rum Rimmer. I can get one of Red Ricker's Red Rim Rummers from Rum Rimmers in the rear of Rib Rubbers?
Yeah. I don't know if Red Rickers is going to be there. You mentioned him being there, but I don't know if he's going to be there the whole time. He may be there in the evenings, but I don't think if you go down for lunch, I don't think Red Rickers gets out around that time.
I may do that.
Well, go down there. I want everybody to. Rib Rubbers. Rob Rivers, Rib Rubbers Barbecue, and they're renting out the rear of Rum Rimmer, Red Rickers.
That's so funny that Rob Rivers rented out the rear of Rib Rubbers to Red Rickers, who runs Rum Rimmers, because at Rib Rip Reynolds rented out the roof to Russ Radcliffe.
Russ Radcliffe?
Rugrackers.
Oh, Rugrackers.
So Russ Radcliffe has rug rackers up on the roof of Rib Rubber.
What if it rains?
He's got to unrack them rugs, carry them downstairs.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Only if you know it's going to be a bright and sunny day.
Well, you can know what the weather's going to be. That's
you
true.
can look up the news.
That's true. Yeah.
Your phone tells you.
Well, I ain't got one of those, but I'm sure.
Be like, hey, what's the weather like? But it's clear. Better get down to Rugrackers.
Yeah.
Where is Rugrackers? On the roof of Rib Rubber. You mean Rip Reynolds Rib Rubber? He rented the roof to Russ Radcliffe of Rugrackers? The same Rib Rubber that has wide rib corrugated rubber runner mats? These wide rib rubber runner mats improve slip resistance and protect floors? That's the same one. I forget if I'm the phone or the person.
Huh?
Well, I'm excited. I heard that Rib Rubber is corrugated rubber, fine rib rubber matting, 1/8 thick industrial matting that is available in an assortment of lengths. You heard right. Get durability, slip resistance, and easy installation at Rib Rubber, durable rubber mats and flooring, run by Rip Reynolds.
And get you some delicious barbecue down at Rib Rubbers from Rob Rivers, and head on back to the rear for Run Rimmers. But Red Rickles won't be there till probably after dark.
Let me give you a perfect evening. You run down to Rip Reynolds' Rib Rubber, run up to the roof where Russ Radcliffe has rug rackers. Then run over to Rib Rubbers, where Rob Rivers rented out the rear to Red Rickers, who runs Rum Rimmers. Get you a Red Rim Rummer from Rum Rimmers. This isn't even worth it.
Did it again, it looks like. Yeah.
Oh, remember that song I was singing earlier?
Which one?
But you turn off the TV.
What is it?
And you settle down in your chair.
Right.
Trump may still be president.
Yeah.
But you're white and you don't care.
All right.
That's it.
That's all?
Yeah.
There's no other words to it.
And then comes the bomb, and then comes the bombs. The bombs start raining down.
All right, yeah. Okay, that works.
Sweet, pleasant relief of death to everyone still around.
Yeah. Ready for it, yeah.
I mean, that would be it, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe like a record.
No.
How do you do a record? Can you do the sound effect of a record, needle scratch?
No, with my mouth?
Yeah.
No.
Like,
I can't. I can't.
I don't think either one of us got even close.
I bet Rich Little could.
Rich, you're thinking of, yeah, he could have.
Michael Winslow.
Yeah, you're thinking, no, he could have too.
Yep.
What about old damn Foster Brooks?
He'd do a record would be messed up needle because he's so drunk.
He'd bump into it and go,
yeah, like, excuse me.
Pardon me, ma'am.